Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi barakatuh. How are you all? So we are starting our lesson, Surah Al-Baqarah, Faham al-Quran, from ayah number 237 onwards. Let's see how we will cover, how much we'll cover. The ayahs are about same this divorce, and then middle prayer, Salatul Asr, and Salatul Khawf, fear Salah, inshallah. So we start. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. नहमदुहु व नुसल्ली अला रसूलिल करीम अम्मा बाद फ़ाऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम रब्बी इश्रह ली सदरी व यस्सिर ली अमरी वहलुल उक़दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली रब्बी ज़िदना इल्मा अल्लाहुम्मा फ़क़्हिना फ़िद्दीन अल्लाहुम्मा इहदी क़ल्बी व सद्दिद लिसानी वस्लुह सक़ीमत क़ल्बी आमीन या रब्बल आलमीन. So we are starting our lesson, inshallah. Ayah number 237, Surah Al-Baqarah. Word to word translation first. Were and in if talaqtumuhunna, talaqtumu, you all divorced, hunna, them, women. I told you when there is noon, is for the female, okay? Talaq wa in talaqtumuhunna, were and in if Tallaqtumu, you are divorced, hunna, them, women, tallaqtumuhunna, you are divorced, them, women, min, from, qabli, before, an, of that, tamassuhunna, tamassu, you all, touch is with mas is touching, hunna, them, women, tamassuhunna, you all touch them, women, were and qad, in fact, farattum, farat, appointed, made obligatory, tum, you all, faratum, you appointed, made obligatory, lahunna, la, for, hunna, them, women, lahunna, for them, women. Now you know whom is for men, male, and hunna is for female, okay? And I think you can differentiate now, right? Faridatan, and appointed, an obligation, dower, bridal money, for nisfu, for then nisf, half, ma, of what, faratum, you all settled, you all appointed, you all made obligatory, illa, except, an, that, yafuna, they, women, pardon, forgo, au, or, and that, yafua, pardons, forgoes, allazi who bi yadihi, be in yadihi, yad, hand, he is, bi yadihi, in his hand, uqdatu, is strong, not, tie, an nikah, the marriage, were and un, that, tafu, you men, pardon, forgo, aqrabu, is closer, nearer, lit, taqwa, li, for, at taqwa, the taqwa, Allah, consciousness, were and la, do not, tansu, you all forget, Al-Fadla, the Fadl, the bounty, the grace, Bainakum, Baina, between kum, you all, Bainakum, between you all, Inna, indeed, Allah, Allah, Bima, with whatever, Tamaluna, you all do, Basir, is always all seen. Okay? Okay. So now running translation. And if you divorce them before you touch, had a sexual relation with them, and you have appointed for them their due dowry, then pay half of that, unless they, the woman, agree to remit it, or he, the husband, in whose hands is the marriage tie, agrees to remit it, and to remit is nearer to al-taqwa, piety, righteousness, and do not forget liberality between yourselves. Truly, Allah is all seer of what you do. Okay, so now we see the tafsir. The wife gets half of her meher if she is divorced before the marriage is consummated. This honorable ayah is not a continuation of mutah gift that was mentioned in the previous ayah, that divorce before the marriage is consummated The ayah, Surah Al-Baqarah 237, requires the husband to relinquish half of the appointed mahr if he divorces his wife before the marriage is consummated. Okay, so he's going to give half of the mahr before the marriage is consummated, meaning they did nikah and they are not in relation like husband and wife have. Before that, they divorce. The divorce happens. So then the husband has to give half mahr. If it was discussing any other type of gift, then it would have been mentioned that way, especially when this ayah follows the previous ayah related to this subject. Allah knows best. Giving away half of the bridal money in this case is the agreed practice according to the scholars. So the husband pays half of the appointed mahr if he divorces his wife before consummating the marriage. So our deen is so beautiful. And Allah said, Illa an yafuna. So he has to give half a mahr, right? If the marriage is not consummated and he is divorcing. But illa yafuna, unless the woman agree to remit it, meaning the wife forfeits the dowry and relieves the husband from further financial responsibility. If she says, I don't give me half, then it's okay, right? As-Sudi said that the Abu Salih mentioned that the Ibn Abbas commented on Allah's statement. Now, what Ibn Abbas says, Ibn Abbas is the cousin of Prophet ﷺ from paternal side, paternal uncle, and he's a great commenter, the Mufassirin of Quran. And illa, now what he says, illa an yafuna, unless the woman agrees to remit it, unless the wife forfeits her right. Furthermore, Imam Abu Muhammad bin Abu Hatim said that it was reported that Shuria, Said bin Musaib, Ikrima, and such, all the narrators, the names are here. And Arabi bin Anas and Asudi said similarly. Allah then said, what Allah says, "Oh yafu wallazi biyadihi uqdatun nikah," or he, the husband in whose hands is the marriage tie, agrees to remit it. Ibn Abu Hatim reported that Amr bin Shuaib said that his grandfather narrated that the Prophet said, "Waliyu uqdatin nikah is zawj." The husband is he who has the marriage tie. Ibn Madhuya also reported this hadith, and it is the view chosen by Ibn Jarir. The hadith states that the husband is the person who really holds the marriage tie in his hand, as it is up to him to go on with the marriage or end it. On the other hand, the wali of the wife, everybody knows the wali. At the time of nikah for a girl, the wali should be present. Without the presence of wali, the nikah cannot be done. So wali, first of all, wali should be the father. If father has died or away for the job in some other country, then brother, then uncle from father's side, uncle from mother's side, chacha, mamu, mother side, father side are the wali. The wali of the wife is not allowed to give away any of her right dues without her permission. They have to take the permission from the bride, especially the dowry. Allah then stated, and to remit, it is nearer to at-taqwa, piety, righteousness. That I'm not taking the half mahr, right? Ibn Jarir says some scholars said that this statement is directed at both men and women. Ibn Abbas said, وَأَن تَعْفُوَ أَقْرَبُ لِلتَّقْوَى, and to remit it is nearer to at-taqwa, piety, righteousness, indicates that the one who forgives is nearer to at-taqwa, piety. So in this case, for not taking half mahr, and likely, like in commonly speaking, what this we learn from here, that to forgive is what is nearer to taqwa, is piety, is nearer to taqwa. So forgive everybody because it's piety. Whatever wrong somebody has done with you, so forgive them. So it's a piety, and this is the case of the marriage, right? About the mahar. So so these and so many commentators, they said that liberality mentioned in the ayah refers to the woman giving away her half mahar, or the woman or the man giving away the full mahar. This is why Allah said, "Wala tansawul fadla bainakum," wala, and do not tansu, forget, Tansu is from nasi, meaning forgetting. Al-fadl, liberality, bainakum, between yourselves. Wala tansawul fadla bainakum, and do not forget liberality between yourself, meaning kindness or generosity. So one has to be kind and generous in all the matters, especially here it is talked about the half married, that they, the if the woman is forgiving and she remits, then it's near to piety. As a Sayyid has stated, Allah said, Inna Allah bima ta'maluna basir. Truly, Allah is all seer of what you do, meaning none of your affairs ever escapes His perfect watch, and He will reward each according to his deeds. Whether it's the case of marriage, and these ayahs are in the case of marriage and in meher and the haq and in the due of husband and a wife, but in all the matters, all our affairs are never escapes. Allah is, watching us. He's perfect in watching, and He will reward us according to our deeds, whatever we do. Okay, so now we come to the ayah number 238, inshallah. Word to word translation. Inna, indeed, Allah, bima, with whatever, ta'maloon, you all do, basir is always all seeing, hafizu, you all guard, protect, Allah, upon, over, as-salawati, the salawat, prayer, and as-salati, the salah, the prayer, al-wusta, the middle, and umu, you all stand, lillahi, li, for Allah, qanitin, as one who are obedient, devoutly, constantly. Okay, we see the running translation. God is strictly 5 obligatory, as-salat, the prayers, especially the middle salah, and stand before Allah with obedience. This is to ayah number 238. 239 we do after this. So Allah commands that the prayer should be performed properly. Hafizu alas salawati. Hafizu ala salawati. Allah commands that the prayer should be performed properly and on time. Okay, so it is reported in the two Sahihs. Two Sahihs means Sahih Bukhari and Sahih Muslims, two book of Hadith, that Ibn Masud radiallahu anhu said, I asked the Prophet, which deed is the dearest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? He replied, as-salatu, to offer the prayers, ala waqtiha, at their fixed time. So the deed which is dearest to Allah is what? Offer the prayers at their fixed time. I asked, what is the next in goodness? Ibn Masud asking, what is the next in goodness? So Prophet Sallallahu replied, al jihadu, to participate in jihad, fi sabilillah, participate in jihad, righteous fighting, fi sabilillah, in Allah's cause. So first question was that Ibn Masud asked, which deed is good? Which deed is dearest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? So to offer the prayers at the fixed time is dearest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then second, it's a Prophet said that to participate in jihad, righteous fighting in Allah's cause. I again asked, then the third question he's asking, what is the next in goodness? Prophet replied, birrul walidaini, to be good and dutiful to your parents. So there are three things we have to see here. Number one, which deed is the nearest to dearest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? First, the as-salatu ala waqtiha, to offer the prayers at the fixed times, don't delay. Time of asr is there and you are delaying. Oh, it's summer, the praying, the hours are longer now. After asr prayer, I've got a lot of time for salah, and you are procrastinating the salah, and 15 minutes before we get up, oh, it's time to 15 minutes left in Maghrib, and we are praying fast with no concentration. So this salah shouldn't be like that. So to offer the prayers at the fixed time. So this deed is dearest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And second deed which is dearest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, al-jihadu fi sabilillah, to participate in jihad, the righteous fighting in Allah's cause. And the third deed which is dearest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, birrul walidain, to be good and dutiful to your parents. So Abdullah bin Ibn Masud then added, whenever it is written Abdullah, it means Abdullah ibn Masud. Okay. The Prophet told me these words, and then I asked more. The Prophet would have told me more. MashaAllah. He's so greedy, Abdullah ibn Masud, to learn that if I would have kept on asking, Prophet Sallallahu would have told me more. May Allah make them like them, to have agreed to learn more and more, about Quran and Sunnah, and to please Allah, like the Sahaba, the companion of Prophet Sallallahu. So the middle prayer. Furthermore, Allah has specifically mentioned the middle prayer, which is the Asr prayer, according to the majority of the scholars among the companions, as At-Tirmidhi and Al-Baghawi have stated. Al-Qadi Al-Mawardi added that the majority of the scholars of the Tabi'in also held this view. Now, who are Tabi'in? Anybody knows who are Tabi'in? You can unmute and tell me who are Tabi'in. Anybody knows? You can unmute and tell me. See, at the time of Prophet Sallallahu, there was the companions of the Prophet Sallallahu, right? The Sahaba. They have taken direct the Islamic knowledge from Prophet Sallallahu, right? Prophet Sallallahu died, then companions started teaching. In the time of Prophet Sallallahu also, they used to teach. Prophet Sallallahu used to send them to different places as a governor or as the in charge, and they used to teach also, because they had learned Prophet Sallallahu from Prophet Sallallahu. And even after Prophet Sallallahu died, they continued this. After the companions, the Sahaba, the companions died, then they were the Tabain, then they were the Taba Tabain. So Tabain are not companions, okay? They learned from the companions of the Sahaba, so they are Tabain. So majority of the scholars of the Tabain also held this view. Al-Hafiz Abu Ibn Umar bin Abdul Bar said that this is also the opinion of the majority of the scholars of the author, that the of the asar, that the hadith and the statements of the Salaf. In addition, Abu Muhammad bin Atiyah said that this is the tafsir of the middle prayer of the majority of the scholars. And so many commentators stated in, and the Abdul Mamun bin Khalaf al Dumaiti stated in his book on the middle prayer that it is the Asr prayer, and mentioned that it is the tafsir of Umar al Ibn Masud and such commentator, that this is middle prayer. Salatul Wusta, see the ayah, Hafizu ala salawati was salatil wusta. Guard strictly 5 obligatory prayers. Hafizu ala salawati, guard strictly 5 obligatory prayers. Was salatil wusta, and especially the middle salah. And what is was salatil wusta? The salatil wusta is the asr prayer. The middle prayer is called the asr prayer. Okay. So the proof that the asr prayer is the middle prayer, Imam Ahmad reported that Ali radiallahu anhu narrated that Prophet Sallallahu said during the battle of Ahzab. Now listen, this what is about this story about Shagaluna ani salatil wusta salatil asri mala Allahu qulubahum wa buyutuhum naran. They, the disbelievers, busied us from performing the middle prayer because it was a battle, okay, battle of Ahzab. So they busied Prophet Sallallahu, and Prophet Sallallahu was not able to perform the middle prayer, the asr prayer. The asr prayer, may Allah fill their hearts and houses with fire. I would again say, they, the disbelievers, busied us from performing the middle prayer because it was a battle, and the middle prayer is, Prophet Sallallahu saying, the middle prayer is the asr prayer. May Allah fill their hearts and houses with fire. So from this hadith also we come to know that a salatul wusta is the salatul asr. The middle prayer is what? Salatul asr. If perform the asr prayer between Maghrib and Isha, Muslim and An-Nisai reported the hadith. In addition, the two Sheikhs Abu Dawud and Tirmidhi and Nasai and several other collection of the Sunan recorded this hadith using different chains of narrators to Ali radiallahu anhu. The hadith about the battle of Ahzab, when the mushriks prevented Allah's messenger and his companions from performing the asr prayer, has been narrated by several other companions. We only mention the narrations that stated that the middle prayer is the asr prayer. Furthermore, Muslim reported similar wordings for the hadith from Ibn Masud and Al-Bara bin Azib. I am so, amazed and surprised that these commentators, these Sahaba, and after them, the Tabain, the Tabain, they followed them and they narrated exact whatever is said, by Prophet Sallallahu. And so many narrators, so many people have worked for these hadiths. See, they work so hard, and there are so many narrators and commentators. In addition, Imam Ahmad reported that Sumra bin Jundab said, Allah's Messenger said, Salatul Wusta, Salatul Asr, the middle prayer is the Asr prayer. Likewise, also you see Fajr and Zohar, two prayers. Then Maghrib and Isha, two prayers, two beginning, two at the end, and Asr comes in the beginning also. Likewise, if you count, five prayers. So Salatul Wusta, Salatul Asr, the middle prayer is the Asr prayers. In another narration, Allah's Messenger mentioned, Hafizu ala salawati wa salatil wusta. Hafizu, guard strictly five obligatory, as-salawat, ala salawat, the prayers, was salatil wusta, especially the middle salah, and stated that it is the asr prayers. Here asr, it is the asr prayer, and Ibn Jafar mentioned that the Prophet was then being asked about the middle prayer. At-Tirmidhi reported this hadith and said Hasan as-Sahih. In addition, Abu Hatim and so comment, they also said that Allah's Messenger said Salatul Wusta, Salatul Asr, the middle prayer is the Asr prayer. Now you are confirmed about this. So many, riwayah, so many narration. Here Asr. So it is the Asr prayer, and it is mentioned by so many, narrators. Messenger says Salatul Asr, Salatul Asr, the Salatul Wusta, Salatul Asr, the middle prayer is the Asr prayer. So it is reported in At-Tirmidhi, Ibn Masud said, Radhiyallahu anhu, Salatul Wusta, the Asr prayer is the middle prayer. Now you will not forget this, okay? Tirmidhi then stated that this hadith is a fasan, that shagaluna ani salatil wusta, salatil asr. These believers busied us from performing the middle prayer, the asr prayer. These texts emphasizes the fact that the asr prayer is the middle prayer. When what further proves that this fact is that in an authentic hadith, Prophet emphasized the necessity of preserving the asr prayer when he said, as Ibn Umar reported, whoever misses the asr prayer will be like who has lost his family and money. So it's very scary hadith. Never miss your asr prayer. The example is Prophet says, if you missed your asr prayer, Salatul Wusta, the middle prayer, then what will happen? Like who has lost his family and money. Supposing somebody is out and goes home, and the man sees there is nothing left. The house is not there, the family is not there, the family is lost, the house is lost, may Allah forbid, if the building is on the fire, or some volcanoes or some hurricane came and everything gone, may Allah forbid, I'm just giving an example, but Prophet only said, only the sentence we find, but I'm just explaining you, right? The asr prayer will be, those who miss the asr prayers will be like who has lost his family and money. It's a great loss, okay? It's very scary. So never miss your asr prayers. Okay. It is reported in the Sahih, and Al-Buraida bin Al-Husayb said that the Prophet said, uh, on a cloudy day, perform the asr prayer early, for whoever misses the asr prayer will leave his good deeds apulud. Okay. So this is about the good deeds also. You will miss your good deeds also. The prohibition of speaking during the prayers. Allah said, "Waqumu lillahi qanitin." Waqumu, and stand lillahi, before Allah, qanitin, with obedience. Waqumu lillahi qanitin, and stand before Allah with obedience, meaning with humbleness and humility, was with azul wa tazallul before him, that is during the prayer. You have to stand with humbleness and humility before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not shaking, not playing with hands and limbs, not playing with your scarves, correcting and adjusting your scarves every time it's falling. No, pin up tightly, okay? The command indicates that it is not allowed to speak during the prayer, as speaking contradicts the nature of the prayer. This is why the Prophet refused to answer Abu Masud when he greeted him while he was praying, and said otherwise. Inna fi salati la shughlan, the prayer makes one sufficiently busy, that is by the various actions of the body, tongue and heart involved during the prayer. You say, raise your hands, and they say, and you say Allah Akbar, your hands are busy, then you do ruku, you bend down, then you prostrate, you do sajda. So this prayer makes one sufficiently busy. Okay. And then above we read, there's Prophet this is why Prophet refused to answer Ibn Masud when he said salam. He greeted Prophet. Actually, before when the prayers started, they used to, greet each other. They used to salam while praying also. So Ibn Masud, Prophet sent him somewhere to, for teaching. Prophet always used to send, Sahaba, the companions, to other places to teach Islam, or on the, war or somewhere. So Abdullah ibn Masud was away, and he didn't knew that now it is prohibited to greet while praying during the salah. So he came back from some mission, and as usual he greeted Prophet while Prophet was in salah, was praying. So Prophet did not reply. So then he came to know later that the prayer makes us sufficiently busy by the various actions of the body, tongue, and heart involving during the prayers. Then he came to know now they are told not to greet, not to talk while praying, while in salah, the 5 salahs. Okay. So Muslim reported that Prophet said to Muawiyah bin Hakim as-Sulmi when he spoke during the prayer, the ordinary speech people indulge in, is it not appropriate during the prayer? The prayer involves only tasbih. We are not supposed to talk in the prayers. In the prayer, we are going to do tasbih, praising Allah. What is tasbih? Praising Allah, subhanallah. And we are going to say takbir, saying Allahu Akbar, that Allah is the most great, and remembering Allah. So the prayer involves only tasbih, praising Allah, subhanallah, takbir, saying Allah Akbar. The meaning of Allah Akbar is that Allah is the most great, and remembering Allah. All the surahs we do, recite Surah Al-Fatiha, Surah Al-Asr, Surah Al-Nasr, all the surahs. So this is our prayer. We are not supposed to talk in that. Imam Ahmad reported that Zaid ibn Arqam said, one used to address his friends about various affairs during the prayer. Then when this ayah was revealed, وَقُومُوا لِلَّهِ قَانِتِينَ, before they used to talk, when he says, when this ayah was revealed, we stopped, talking during the prayers. وَقُومُوا لِلَّهِ قَانِتِينَ, وَقُومُوا, and stand, lillahi, before Allah, qanitin, with obedience. وَقُومُوا لِلَّهِ قَانِتِينَ, and stand before Allah with obedience. We were ordered to refrain from speaking. The group, that is the hadith collections, except Ibn Majah, reported this hadith. Okay. So we have done ayah 238. Now we'll be starting 239, inshallah. What translation? So that was about Salatul Wusta. The previous ayat was. So we came to know Salatul Wusta. From Wusta means wasat, wow, seen, to. Wasat means in middle. What does wasat means? In between of something, middle. So Salatul Wusta is what? Is Salatul Asr. Okay. Sidaya. Salatul Wusta is the middle prayer, Asr prayer. Salatul Wusta. See, was Salatul Wusta is the Wusat is wow, sin, to, the middle. So the Asr prayer is the middle prayer. Okay. So the Asr prayer is the middle prayer. Okay. Now what translation? For, then, in, if, khiftum, you all fear. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. Just 1 second, please. I'm so sorry. Just 1 second. I'll be with you. Okay. Okay. For, then, in, if, khiftum, you all fear. For rijalan, then as on foot. For, then, rijalan, as on foot. Aw, or rukbanan, as riding. For, so, iza, when, amintum, amin, were in peace, safety, tum, you all. And you know this amintum, aman is safety. It's in the dua, when the moon sighting dua, Allahumma ailu bil amni wal imani amn. You say bil amn. oh Allah, side this moon for us with okay. So aman is peace, safety. So whenever you go home, no, you are in the at home, we are on Zoom now, we don't do classes at home. When it is finished, whenever you get time, so compare this amin with that dua of moon sighting, right? The word is there also. So amintum, amin were in peace, safety, tum you all, first guru, then you all remember, mention. uh, mm, 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 mm. Okay, just give me one second. Mm, mm. Just one second. Okay. So for then, no, very well. Amintum, you all were in peace, safety. First Guru, for then, Uskuru, you all remember, mention Allah, Allah, Kama, just as like Allamakum, Allama, he taught, kum, you all, Allamakum, he taught you all, ma, what, lam, did not, takunu, you all be are, ta'lamun, you all know. So this is another ayah about this fear prayer. Okay, now we'll see what is fear prayer. So running translation, that was Salatul Wusta, the middle prayer, the Asr prayer. Now this is about the fear prayer. So if you fear an enemy, perform salah on foot or riding, and when you are in safety, then remember Allah, pray in the manner He has taught you, which you knew not before. After Allah commanded His servants to perform the prayer perfectly and emphasized this commandment, in the previous ayah we read, He mentioned the situation where the person might not be able to perform the prayer perfectly during battle and combat. So what we'll do in battle, everybody knows that at the time of Prophet ﷺ, many battles were fought for the cause of Allah. In the cause of Allah, Battle of Uhud, Battle of Badr, Battle of Trench. There were many battles. Battle of Tabuk. Many, very, very many battles were fought. So it is this commandment about the fear prayer when you are in a battle. So during the battle and combat, Allah said, فَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ فَرِجَالًا or rukbanan fa'in, and if you khiftum, khif is from khawf. Khawf means fear. Okay, khiftum, you fear an enemy. For rijalan, perform salah on foot. Aw or rukbanan, riding. Fa'in khiftum fi farijalan or rukbanan, and if you fear an enemy, perform salah on foot or riding, meaning pray in the appropriate manner under these circumstances, whether on foot or riding, and whether facing the Qibla or otherwise. Okay, if you are not able to face the Qibla, then it's okay during the wartime. Imam, because there's a danger of that enemy would attack. Imam Malik reported that Nafi related that Ibn Umar used to describe the fear prayer when he was asked about it, and would then add, if there is intense fear, pray on foot, riding, facing the Qibla, and otherwise. Nafi commented, I think that he related that to the Prophet. Al-Bukhari and Muslim reported this hadith. Muslim, Abu Dawud, and Nasai, Ibn Majah, these are the book of hadith. And Ibn Jarir reported that Ibn Abbas said, Allah has ordered the prayer by words of your Prophet, 4 rakah while reciting. See, we are at home, we are reciting, right? So we'll pray Zohar 4 rakah, Sunnah also, Nawafil also, Asr 4 rakah, Maghrib 3 rakah, Isha 4 rakah, Fard. We are talking about this. This is talking about Fards, okay? So when you are reciting, you will pray 4 rakah, 2 rakah while traveling. So you'll do qasr when you are traveling, okay? So you will do qasr. You instead of 4 rakah, you will pray 2 rakah. You will qasr the salah, and 1 rakah during times of fear. And when it is fear, when it is battle, you can even pray 1 rakah. Allah is so merciful. This is also the view of Al Hasan Al Basri, Qatada, Ad-Dak, and others. In addition, Al Bukhari is a book of hadith also, right? In addition, okay, just 1 second. I lost the page. Wait. Okay, we were on ayah number 5. Okay, just give me, yeah. In addition, Al-Bukhari has entitled a chapter. So this is about the Sahih book, the Hadith book Sahih Bukhari. The book name is Sahih Bukhari. So in all the book of Hadith, you will find chapters like book of Salah, book of Janaza, book of fasting, book of, you'll find the subject's name. Okay, so there are chapters. Okay, so in the book of Salah, it is said, prayer while confronting the force and facing the enemy. Al-Awza, I said, if the victory seems near and the Muslims are unable to perform the prayer in the normal manner, when they see the victory is near and the battle is about to end, so the Muslims are unable to perform the prayer in the normal manner, they should pray by nodding each by himself. If they are unable to nod, they should delay the prayer until fighting is finished. When they feel safe, they should pray 2 rakah instead of 4 rakah first. If they are unable, they should then pray 1 rakah that includes 2 prostrations. If they are unable, then takbir alone does not suffice. So they should delay the prayer until they are safe. This is the same view that Makhul held. Anas bin Malik said, I participated in the attack on the fort of Tastar. When the light of dawn started to become clear, suddenly the lighting raged, and the Muslims were unable to pray until the light of the day spread. We then prayed the dawn prayer with Abu Musa al-Ashari, and we became victorious. And I would not have been pleased if I were to gain in the life of this world and whatever is in it instead of that prayer. Now, what he says, this is the wording of Al-Bukhari. Now, what Abu Musa Ashari says, what he prefers, see, now listen, I would not have been pleased if I were to gain in the life of this world. He says that I would not please if I gain this life, the benefits of this world and whatever in it instead of that prayer. I would prefer the prayer upon the benefits of this world in this life. What I would prefer, the prayer. If I am going to get the benefits and of this world and this life, I would not neglect my prayer. Instead, I will prefer prayer upon the worldly benefits. Subhanallah. Okay. Prayer during the times of peace is formed normally. Allah said that was about war, right? Now the war is finished. The Muslims were victorious, and we are in Aman. We are residing. So okay, prayer during the times of peace is performed normally. Allah said, "Faiza amintum faskurullah." Faiza, and when you are amintum from Aman in safety, faskuru, then remember Allah, Allah. I think now you understand, Arabic, Quranic Arabic. Fine, Faiza amintum faskurullah, and when you are in safety, then remember Allah. Pray, meaning perform the prayer as I have commanded you by completing is bowing, prostration, standing, sitting, and with the required attention in the heart and supplication. So, in normal condition, when we are at peace, now we are at home, we are not in the battle. So we have to pray as it is commanded in the Quran and Sunnah. When we are in the battle, then you read, the previously how they are going to pray when there is no peace and there is a battle, and so Allah said, Kama allamakum ma'alam takunu ta'alamun. In the manner He has taught you which you knew not before. Before we never knew, even Prophet ﷺ also never knew. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, revealed the Quran, and we came to know about the 5 prayers, and Prophet ﷺ was ascended to the 7th heaven, and he was given the gift of 5 prayers there. Everybody knows that we have done the Dars on Miraj also, the lecture on Miraj also, and we came to know the hadith from there, that Prophet ﷺ, ascension of Prophet ﷺ to the 7th heavens, and he was given the gift of 5 prayers over there, the obligatory prayers. So in the manner he has taught you which you knew, and Prophet ﷺ taught us also. Jibreel alayhi salam came to the Prophet ﷺ and taught what is there in the ayahs in the Quran. So practically Jibreel alayhi salam, Prophet angel, came and taught Prophet ﷺ how to pray. um, the 5 obligatory prayers. Okay, and he taught him the time also, you know. Okay, so meaning just as he has endowed you, guided you, and taught you about what benefits you in this life and the hereafter, so thank and remember him. Similarly, Allah said after he mentioned the prayer of fear, Faiza atma, Faiza atma anantum, and but when you are free from danger, faqimu, perform as-salata, as-salah, inna, verily, as-salata, as-salah, the prayer, kanat, is enjoined, alal mu'minin, on the believers, kitabam maquta, at fixed hours. This is chapter 4, ayah number 103. But when you are free from danger, perform as-salah, verily as-salah, the prayer is enjoined on the believers at fixed hours. And everybody knows the hours are fixed. Fajr time, Zohar time, Asr time, Maghrib time, Isha times, and this ayah also tell us. We will mention, okay, now, وَإِذَا كُنْتَ فِيهِمْ فَأَقَمْتَ لَهُمُ الصَّلَاةَ وَإِذَا, when you, O Messenger Muhammad Sallallahu kunta, are among them, kunta fihim, are among them, lahum salata, and lead them in as-salah. So Prophet Sallallahu also told that lead them in salah, and when you, O Messenger Muhammad Sallallahu are among them, and lead them in as-salah. When you are between them, you lead them in salah. Okay. Now the last ayah, then after that we'll conclude inshallah. That time will also be up. Okay, the last ayah, 240 inshallah. Is the tafsir is long, so let's see we'll be able to finish it or not. Otherwise we'll continue next time. We'll try to finish. Okay. Walladina were, it's not, is it coming on the screen? What to a translation? Is what to a translation on the screen?
No.
Oh my god. Oh, so many things not coming on the screen. I don't know what's happened. I'm showing, it's showing me, but not showing you all. It's showing me, I can see what to a translation. Okay, I don't know. I think it's some, technical fault. Okay. Okay. So, okay, we'll conclude here because you are unable to see the screen, right? I don't know, something went wrong. Okay. So, I'm, doing the, showing the screen, but it's not showing you all. I don't know why. So, okay, anyways, the tafsir is also long, so we won't be able to complete on time. So, okay, we conclude here, and I'll take to your reflection few minutes. Okay. Jazakallahu khairan kasiran kasira wa barakallahu fikum, barakallahu fi ilmik wa amalak wa rizqukum wa qatakum wa ahlukum wa malukum. I don't know, it stopped, but you can hear me all. You all can hear me, okay? Amin ya Rabbal Alameen. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Okay, who will be the first one? Come on.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum. Can you be louder?
Oh.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yes.
I liked how we learned. I felt like from today's lesson, I learned new information about Salah. Like I knew for a fact, like that offering prayers at the fixed times is like is the dearest deed to Allah, but I didn't really know like I didn't really learn about the importance of specifically just Salatul Asr, like finding out like I think one interesting I found was like it's you said how missing it is like missing your family and money.
Yeah.
Just learning